If your gratitude practice doesn't make you feel overwhelmingly joyful, then you might be making this common mistake. I know I got tripped up in this for years before I finally figured out why some days I'd be able to get myself into these really deep states of appreciation, and other days I'd try my gratitude and it would just feel empty. So today, I want to share the technique that I use to make sure that I'm not just paying lip service to my gratitude practice, but instead use it to create a deliberate, powerful momentum in my day. I call it Exalted Appreciation. I'm Kyle Greenfield with The Joy Within. I've been a stress and well-being coach for 10 years now, and if you head over to thejoywithin.org, we offer a free, mindful path to cultivate more joy, peace, and well-being in your daily life. So the problem with gratitude that I always had was that some days it just felt fake, especially when I was feeling down or a little bit depressed maybe. I would sit down to say some affirmations or write out a few prompts, and nothing would happen. It just didn't lift my mood. It didn't do anything. But because I didn't know what I was doing, I persisted. I'd heard all of these incredible things about how gratitude can rewire your brain and change your life, and I was determined to get those types of results. Well, it turns out that if I had just known this one thing, I could have saved myself a lot of effort, because gratitude is a state that we can cultivate. We can step into it deliberately, not by trying to force the feeling, but by using statements that allow that sense of gratitude to rise up from within. I realized that the key was to focus on how my statements feel, and then to sit into those statements for a little longer than I thought was necessary. And this was a big revelation, because at the time, I was so focused on finding the right affirmation, finding the right phrase to use, that I almost completely ignored the actual feeling of gratitude. I didn't know it at the time, but I was just paying lip service to my practice. And that's when gratitude doesn't work. So the image I have for this is growing up, we'd go to church as a family, and at some point during the service, the pastor would have us say, "Peace be with you." You know, you get like 60 seconds and you have to stand up and greet as many people as you can. So it's like, "Peace be with you, peace be with you, peace be with you." And in not one of those statements did I actually feel the feeling of peace. They're just empty words. Obviously, I didn't know this at the time, but now imagine that I were to take that full minute to focus on just one person. What would I do? I would clasp their hand firmly. I would look them in the eye. From the heart, I would say, "Peace be with you," slowly, evenly. I would sit into that. I would feel peace wash over me. Feel the difference in that. That is the difference between what let's call our standard gratitude practice and what I'm about to share with you. The difference is in the depth of feeling, the ability to create that energy, that momentum within you. So to use Exalted Appreciation, all we're really going to do is to start chaining together our gratitude statements and give ourselves time to rest into the energy of them. And there's two ways that you can do this. The first is to use the same form of the sentence, but shift your focus between different objects you want to feel grateful for. So you might use the form, "Thank you for." Thank you for this day. Thank you for the warm weather. Thank you for the sun shining on my skin. Thank you for this tree in front of me. Thank you for the opportunity to turn within. It doesn't matter where you start or even really what you say. The point is to keep repeating "thank you for" until you feel the energy of that rise within you. And I like to accelerate this as I go, so I deliberately create that momentum for myself. And again, there's no magic phrase. So you might use the phrase, "I'm so grateful for." I'm so grateful for my life. I'm so grateful for my family. I'm so grateful for where I am today. I'm so grateful for where we live. I'm so grateful to have work I love. The point isn't the specific phrase you use. It's to use the same form of that phrase over and over so you build the energy of it. The second tack is to focus on one and only one object, but to use repetition to hone and narrow in your appreciation for that. So that might sound like, "Thank you for this flower. I love the colors it has. I love taking a moment to admire the curve of its petals. And the creases, the lines on each leaf are so pretty. They're so verdant. Thank you for inspiring me to buy this flower. Thank you for placing it before me. I love feeling into the beauty of this." Notice how in neither example did I say anything really profound. The key is to lift up the energy that you feel through your words, so it can feel almost like a dance, a play, between the energy you feel within and the words that you feel inspired to say. As I have learned to do this, it has made gratitude a stronger and more dominant force in my life. I find that there are so many things that I just feel awe-inspired about now. Things that I used to take for granted, I now really revel in and truly, deeply love. And the point is that it's not random. It is a deliberate choice that I make. I deliberately choose to activate this energy within me. Thank you so much for your time and your energy here today. I really hope that this technique helps you to tune into that sense of gratitude and appreciation as well. If you have found this helpful, please share your experience in the comments below. I believe it is our job to help support and lift up others. And I know for me, when I was earlier on in my practice, hearing from others about their experience really helped to move me forward. If you want to go deeper, know that this technique fits into step 3 of our 5-step path of alignment, which is a really simple framework to help you move from stress and negative thinking into more deliberate states of joy, peace, and well-being. So I'll post a link to the full training on that below, or you can head over to thejoywithin.org for a free, mindful path to cultivate more joy in your daily life.